Hi, it's Mr. Simmons. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I don't have time to make a nice, shiny, polished video, so this is going to be completely unedited, and if I say something wrong, I'm not going to go back and fix it. In Lesson 3.1, you are going to use polystrips to build triangles. What you see on the camera right now are polystrips. There isn't any difference between the long ones and the short ones. You just use the long ones if you have a triangle with a side that's more than 10 units long, because the long ones, there's 10 spaces here. Suppose we want to make a triangle with lengths of 7, 6, and 5 units. Getting a piece of paper so I can write this down. So I'm making a triangle with lengths 7, 6, and 5. And you should have a lab sheet in your bucket where you're going to record, you're going to write down whether or not you're going to pick 3 numbers like I just did and record whether or not they make a triangle. So I'm going to start by putting a pin in this strip. And then the first side length is 7, so I'm going to put another pin in the strip 7 units apart. Remember, I'm counting spaces, not dots. I don't start from dot number 0, or I don't start from dot number 1. It's like using a ruler. You start from 0 because you're counting the spaces. So starting from here, this is 1 space, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you have polystrips in your bucket, so it might be a good idea to follow along. Get those out now and put 2 pins in one of the strips that are 7 units apart. When you're done with that, the next side is 6. So again, get out another strip. Doesn't matter if you use the short one or the long one, but since 6 is less than 10 and 6 will fit on the short one, it's better to use the short one. Attach it to one of the pins that you already have here. So I'm going to take one of those pins and I'm going to put it through the beginning of this strip. And notice on the bottom you can fold the pins out so that way they don't come apart. Fold it out on the bottom so they won't come apart. This side length is 6, so I'm going to count 6 spaces on my new strip, starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again, in case you're behind, let's do this again. Get it out. You should have these out right now and be following along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, you are counting spaces. You do not start from dot number 1 because you're counting spaces. This is 1 space, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The third side length I chose was 5. So I'm going to attach a third strip just like I did before. I'm going to put that pin in the hole. And I'm going to carefully bend it out so it doesn't come apart. And then I count spaces. Ready? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here where my finger is, that is 5 spaces away, but I don't put in another pin because this is a triangle and I already have 3 pins. So I take the first one that's not attached to another strip and I move it over here and I put it in that one so that these are 5 units away. Then you unfold it and now I have a triangle. This is my triangle. It's got a side that's 7 spaces long and a side of 6 and a side of 5. This out here means nothing. This out here means nothing, and this out here means nothing because this is my triangle. So, was I able to make a triangle using 7, 6, and 5 as my side lengths? Yes, I was. Your classwork also asks, was it a unique triangle? That means, is it the only triangle you can make with these side lengths? Can I move these? Can I change the angles without changing the side lengths? No, I cannot. So it is It is a unique triangle because I can't make any other triangles with those side lengths. Let's do another one. Let's try making a triangle with side lengths of 5, 7, and 14. So I'm going to start with a strip. Follow along with me. Get out your strips. Put a pin at one end of the strip, and then from that pin count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here. So I'm going to put the next pin in there. My next side length is 7. So I'm going to attach a new strip right there. I'm going to fold it under so that it doesn't come apart. Remember, this is my side length of 5. This out here means nothing, and I can pretend it's not even there. So now here I'm going to count 7 spaces away from this pin. 1, 2, again, you might want to follow along. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is right there. So I'm going to put my second pin, actually my third pin in there, because now those are 7 units apart. My third side is 14. That's a big number, more than 10. So I'm going to use one of the long strips. Long strip. I'm going to attach one end to this pin that I just put in. I'm going to fold it out so it doesn't come apart. Then I'm going to count 14, starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's this one right here next to my thumb. I already have 3 pins. That's my triangle. So I just take this pin that's not attached to anything else, and I move it to this hole that was at the end of my 14 side. Does anyone notice a problem here? Go ahead and say it out loud. What's the problem? Doesn't fit. No matter how hard I stretch it, I don't want to bend the strips. No matter how hard I stretch it, I can't fit this pin in this hole. I can't make these be 14 units apart. So on my paper, I would answer that no, those side lengths do not make a triangle because it is impossible to do what I just tried to do here. I can't make that third side reach to this, I think, was 14. That was the one that was 14 spaces away. So for part A of the classwork, you are going to have to choose 3 numbers between 2 and 20 and try making a triangle with them. You can't choose 1 as your number because 1 is too short to make a triangle. It's too short for the strips to connect properly. You can't choose 1, and you don't use either of these because I already used them. If you want to use 2 of those numbers and make the third one different, then that's a different triangle. But don't pick 7, 6, 5 or 5, 7, 14 because that's just being lazy and not doing your own work. In your group, you want to try, how many are on this page? 7 different sets of numbers. Do as many as you can. Try to fill in all 7 rows. Record the 3 sides here. Yes or no, did it make a triangle? And can you make a different shape with those same 3 sides? Don't worry about the sketch. I'm not going to be checking your sketches. Work together so that one person is making one triangle while someone else tries another one. You have enough strips that you can have everyone making a triangle at the same time. Don't have one person do all of them. Record what you found on this lab sheet, which is in your bucket right now, and then cut it out and glue it into your notebook when you're done. If you finish this, you can go on to question B, look for patterns with the triangles that do and don't work, and see what you find. Also remember, if you are in 6th period, I'm not here right now. That means you haven't revised the partner quiz or taken the notebook check yet, and that's okay. We'll work on that Monday. Everyone is doing the same classwork, But sixth period, because I'm not here, is doing some of it on different days than second and fourth period. So you might end up having less homework one day and more homework the next, but it'll all balance out. So don't worry about that. But make sure that for today and Monday, make sure you know that your assignments are different from second and fourth period. So if you try to get the homework from someone else, it might not be the same. I hope you have a wonderful class period. Talk to whoever's here. That would be Mr. Woodfork Bay, as far as I know, and see if he can help you. And if you can't, come with a list of questions for me for when I get back. Thank you. Bye.